Hi, my name is Melissa Frasure, and I am one of the board of directors for APOPS. My prolapse journey started 6 years ago, 6.5 years ago, with the birth of my first child. Immediately after having her, while in the hospital, I knew something wasn't right. My anatomy felt different, like it was in a different place. I felt like I had been kind of stitched back together wrong. I couldn't really put my finger on it, but I knew something wasn't right. I was discharged home with no instructions. I mean, I was told I could go right back into the high impact exercise that I had been doing. So on my, second or third day home, I tried to do a jumping jack and I immediately felt something slamming into my pelvic floor, which could have been, I don't know, my bladder or my rectum. So I went on the internet and I looked, I was Googling my symptoms as well as I could explain them. And I came across APOPS website. And from there, I got a lot of information and I realized that probably what I was experiencing was some type of prolapse. So I made an appointment with my OBGYN and she did confirm that I had a cystocele and a rectocele, but still didn't really give me any indication of what to do about it. It kind of made it seem like, oh, well, most women get this. So again, I went back to APOP's webpage and the forum, and I started gathering information about kind of how to address the issues that I was having. I was having mostly issues with my rectocele, a lot of difficulty completing bowel movements and pressure and things like that, some leakage from the cystocele. And it was just very difficult because there was like so few places that I could get any kind of information except for APOPS. Through that research, I was able to find out about pelvic floor physical therapy and pessaries, and I actually sought that out on my own. And I did get the appropriate referrals from doctors, but it was a process, and it wasn't something that my delivery team or even my postpartum team actually initiated. It was me by virtue of having found that information on the website. So since then, I have been very invested in really helping bring awareness to pelvic organ prolapse because there is so little of it. And even more recently, I'd been diagnosed with Levator-Hannay syndrome just a few days ago, which I think is kind of a hyper tension of the pelvic floor from trying to kind of hold my prolapses up as I'm doing different activities, and that has brought on a whole new barrage of issues. And I'm about to start my 5th round of pelvic floor physical therapy since I've had prolapse. And unfortunately, even in a large city metro area, I have to wait until July to even get in for that because along with lack of awareness, there's lack of accessibility for options to deal with these things. So that's my story and kind of why I'm committed to trying to change this for all women everywhere. Thank you for listening.